Augustus, 27 BC, AD 14. Augustus, originally named Gaius Octavius, was the founder of the Roman Empire and its first emperor. His reign marked the end of the Roman Republic, a period of civil wars and political chaos, and the beginning of the Pax Romana, a long era of relative peace and stability. Augustus was the adopted son of Julius Caesar, and after Caesar's assassination, he entered into a power struggle with Mark Antony and Cleopatra. Following their defeat at the Battle of Actium in 31 BC, Augustus became the unchallenged ruler of Rome. Augustus was a master of political propaganda, skillfully presenting himself as the restorer of the Republic while holding supreme power. He reformed the Roman tax system, developed networks of roads, established a standing army in the Praetorian Guard, and created a formal body of laws. His reign saw the expansion of the empire into Egypt, northern Hispania, and large parts of Central Europe. Augustus' rule is often seen as the golden age of Rome, with flourishing arts, literature, and architecture. The poet Virgil wrote the Aeneid during his reign, which became Rome's national epic. Augustus' policies and reforms set the foundation for the empire's prosperity for the next 2 centuries. He died in AD 14 and was succeeded by his stepson Tiberius. Click subscribe to this channel to get more topics you love. Tiberius, AD 14 to 37. Tiberius was the stepson of Augustus and the second emperor of Rome. His reign was marked by a mix of competent administration and increasing paranoia and tyranny. Tiberius was a successful military commander before becoming emperor, securing Rome's frontiers and expanding its territories. Initially, Tiberius continued Augustus' policies, maintaining the stability and prosperity of the empire. However, his reign became increasingly autocratic. He withdrew from Rome and spent much of his later years on the island of Capri, leaving the administration to his trusted Praetorian prefect, Sejanus. This period saw a rise in treason trials and executions, as Tiberius grew more suspicious of plots against him. Despite his growing unpopularity, Tiberius' rule was effective in maintaining the empire's borders and internal stability. He improved the civil service and the financial health of the empire. Tiberius died in AD 37, and his legacy is mixed, remembered both for his early competence and later tyranny. He was succeeded by his grandnephew Caligula. Caligula, AD 37 to 41. Caligula, born Gaius Julius Caesar Germanicus, was the third Roman emperor. His early reign was marked by generosity and political reforms, but he soon became infamous for his cruelty, extravagance, and eccentricity. Caligula's nickname, Caligula, means little boots, a reference to the miniature military boots he wore as a child while accompanying his father on campaigns. Initially, Caligula was popular, pardoning political prisoners and reducing taxes. However, after a severe illness, his behavior became increasingly erratic and despotic. He indulged in extravagant building projects, such as constructing luxurious palaces and hosting lavish games and spectacles. Caligula's actions alienated many, including the Senate and the Praetorian Guard. Caligula's reign is often described as a descent into madness. He claimed to be a god, ordered statues of himself to be erected in temples, and reportedly planned to make his horse, Incitatus, a consul. His reign was marked by financial mismanagement, leading to economic troubles. Caligula's tyranny and extravagance led to widespread discontent. In AD 41, he was assassinated by officers of the Praetorian Guard, with the support of the Senate. His death marked the end of a brief and chaotic reign, and he was succeeded by his uncle, Claudius. Claudius, AD 41 to 54. Claudius, born Tiberius Claudius Caesar Augustus Germanicus, became emperor after the assassination of Caligula. Despite being perceived as weak and unlikely to rule due to his physical disabilities and scholarly nature, Claudius proved to be an able and effective ruler. Claudius expanded the Roman Empire, notably annexing Britain after a successful invasion in AD 43. He also incorporated territories in North Africa and the eastern Mediterranean. His reign saw significant legal and administrative reforms, including the reorganization of the Roman bureaucracy and the extension of Roman citizenship to many provincial subjects. Claudius was known for his scholarly pursuits, authoring works on history and language. He also undertook major public works, such as the construction of new aqueducts, the improvement of the port of Ostia, and the building of new roads and canals. Despite his achievements, Claudius faced numerous conspiracies and was heavily influenced by his wives and freedmen advisors. His fourth wife, Agrippina the Younger, was particularly ambitious and is believed to have poisoned him to ensure her son Nero's succession. Claudius' reign was characterized by a blend of military expansion, administrative efficiency, and personal vulnerability. He died in AD 54, and his stepson Nero succeeded him. Nero, AD 54 to 68. Nero, born Lucius Domitius Ahenobarbus, was the last emperor of the Julio-Claudian dynasty. His reign is often remembered for his artistic ambitions, extravagance, and cruelty. Nero became emperor at the age of 16, initially under the guidance of his mother, Agrippina the Younger, and his tutors, Seneca and Burrus. Early in his reign, Nero focused on promoting the arts and games, reducing taxes, and improving the welfare of his people. However, as he grew older, Nero became increasingly self-indulgent and paranoid. He is infamously associated with the Great Fire of Rome in AD 64, which destroyed much of the city. While some sources claim he played the lyre as Rome burned, historical accounts suggest he actually organized relief efforts. Nevertheless, Nero blamed the Christians for the fire, leading to severe persecutions. Nero's later years were marked by political instability and numerous conspiracies against him. He executed many of his advisors and family members, including his mother. His lavish spending depleted the empire's treasury, leading to economic difficulties. In AD 68, facing rebellion and losing support, Nero fled Rome and ultimately committed suicide. His death marked the end of the Julio-Claudian dynasty and led to a brief period of civil war known as the Year of the Four Emperors. Galba, AD 68 to 69. Galba, born Servius Sulpicius Galba, was the first emperor during the Year of the Four Emperors. He came to power after Nero's death, supported by the Senate and the Praetorian Guard. Galba was an experienced military commander and governor, known for his strict and disciplined nature. Upon his ascension, Galba faced significant challenges, including a depleted treasury and widespread unrest. He attempted to restore financial stability by cutting public spending and recalling gifts and grants given by Nero. However, these measures made him unpopular with both the army and the Roman populace. Galba's short reign was marked by his inability to secure loyalty and support. He refused to pay the Praetorian Guard a promised donative, leading to dissatisfaction among the troops. Additionally, his decision to adopt Lucius Calpurnius Piso as his heir alienated other potential successors, including Otho, who felt betrayed. In January AD 69, Otho orchestrated a coup with the support of the Praetorian Guard. Galba was assassinated in the Roman Forum, and Otho was proclaimed emperor. Galba's brief reign highlighted the volatility and power struggles that characterized this tumultuous period in Roman history. Otho, AD 69. Otho, born Marcus Salvius Otho, became emperor after the assassination of Galba. He was initially a close ally of Nero and had served as governor of Lusitania. Otho's ambition to become emperor was fueled by his discontent with Galba's rule and the choice of Piso as heir. Otho's reign was brief and tumultuous. He faced immediate challenges from Vitellius, the governor of Germania Inferior, who had been declared emperor by his troops. Otho attempted to secure his position by gaining support from the Senate and the Praetorian Guard, and by promising reforms and financial rewards. Despite his efforts, Otho's forces were defeated by Vitellius' legions at the Battle of Bedriacum in April AD 69. Realizing the futility of further conflict and wishing to prevent more bloodshed, Otho chose to commit suicide. His reign lasted only 3 months, and his decision to end his life was seen as an honorable act to spare Rome from further civil war. Otho's brief rule exemplified the intense power struggles and rapid changes in leadership during the year of the 4 emperors. His death paved the way for Vitellius to become the next emperor. Vitellius, AD 69. Vitellius, born Aulus Vitellius, was the 3rd emperor during the year of the 4 emperors. He was proclaimed emperor by his legions in Germania, following the death of Galba and the short reign of Otho. Vitellius was known for his indulgence and lack of military prowess. Vitellius' rise to power was marked by his victory over Otho at the Battle of Bedriacum. However, his reign was characterized by excessive luxury and extravagance, which quickly depleted the empire's finances. He alienated many of his supporters through his lavish lifestyle and disregard for governance. Vitellius faced immediate opposition from Vespasian, the governor of Judea, who was declared emperor by his own legions. As Vespasian's forces marched on Rome, Vitellius attempted to negotiate and even abdicate, but was ultimately abandoned by his supporters. In December AD 69, Vespasian's troops entered Rome, and Vitellius was captured and executed. His body was thrown into the Tiber River, marking the end of his brief and chaotic reign. Vitellius' downfall underscored the instability of the empire during this period of civil war and highlighted the need for strong and effective leadership. Vespasian, AD 69–79. Vespasian, born Titus Flavius Vespasianus, was the founder of the Flavian dynasty and restored stability to the Roman Empire after the chaos of the year of the 4 emperors. A successful military commander, Vespasian had gained prominence through his campaigns in Britain and Judea. Upon becoming emperor, Vespasian focused on rebuilding and stabilizing the empire. He implemented financial reforms, increased taxes, and improved the efficiency of tax collection to replenish the depleted treasury. Vespasian also initiated several public works projects, including the construction of the Colosseum, which became a symbol of Roman engineering and culture. Vespasian's reign was marked by his practical and down-to-earth approach to governance. He restored discipline and morale within the army, ensuring the loyalty and effectiveness of the military. His policies promoted economic recovery and social stability, laying the groundwork for a prosperous period in Roman history. Vespasian was also known for his sense of humor and modesty. Despite his rise to power, he maintained a relatively simple lifestyle and was accessible to his subjects. Vespasian's reign brought an end to the turmoil of the previous years and set the stage for the successful rule of his sons, Titus and Domitian. He died in AD 79, and was succeeded by his son Titus.